Hey guys, good morning. It's Sonia. It's just me and the cat up today. How's everybody doing out there? Are you there? Do you have your coffee? Say hello as you jump on. I'm just waking up and it's a little bit of sunshine outside right now, which is nice. That'll help the day, right? Good morning, Brenda. Cup of coffee. So good. Question: how many cups of coffee do you drink? And when do you typically have them? Like, will you have two in the morning? Will you have one later in the day? Do you cut yourself off? Curious to hear, for all you professional coffee drinkers, what's generally your format for your coffee for the day? Hey, Hannah, how are you? Jan's on here, Naomi and Chris. Good morning, my friends. So is that helping you guys out learning about SEO the last couple days? If you're just joining us, I'm Sonia with Junk Monkey Paint Company, and every morning at 8 a.m. we just connect over a cup of coffee and talk a little bit about ways we can grow our businesses together. So the last couple days we've been talking about SEO and keywords and wrapping our mind around, how we can stand out, right? How do we lead somebody to what it is that we're creating? Remember that if you have a product, and when I say creating, when you have a product, if you're not showing, if you're not demonstrating, if you're not explaining how to bring it to life, like might be the part that you're missing. You might be missing the content part of it, right? If you have services that you're offering, you have something, right? You're in business with something. What is that something? And then how do you demonstrate it to other people so they can go, aha? And sometimes you might show it one way, but not everybody learns the same way. Not everybody catches on the same way. I've shared with you in here before that it takes on average, different people say different things, but on average, 5 to 7 to 8 times for somebody to see something before they have that aha moment and they go, okay, I need this in my life, right? How many times do we see a commercial on TV and the first time you're like, and then by the third, fourth time you're saying to your spouse, I think we need that. We need that. Have you seen this commercial? This is pretty cool, right? After a while, you have so many brushes up against it that you start to consider it. So maybe for some of you guys, you have your product, you have the thing that you're trying to sell, but you're missing the important part of showing, right? Think QVC, not salesy, but think about that and how that works when people see something brought to life. They can then see how it applies to their day life, right? So if you're always painting stuff and it's always in a workshop, well, you know what? Strive to incorporate more photos of that object onto people's doors, inside people's homes, right? Because people don't decorate inside garages, right? That can help you, but don't ever overlook the power of showing people how they would truly use that product, service or solution in their life in the real kind of way. Anna says she has at least 3 cups or more a day, plus an energy drink. Oh my gosh. Matt does energy drinks, and I'm like, I don't think I could do that, Matt. My heart would explode. Susan says 2, and then she goes decaf. Chris, an early one, then 2 by noon. The afternoon pick me up, right? Like yesterday, I had one late in the day too. Jan says I have mine with protein mixed in 4 times a day, at least one at 8. Last one at 8 p.m. Oh, and you must be a night owl, Jan, because if you're taking your last coffee at 8 p.m. Yeah. Sean says, good morning. Sharon has 2 cups in the morning to get going. I saw a funny picture the other day floating around Facebook, and somebody says, it's just a funny meme picture, and it says, when I realized that my coffee pot had a straw holder, that little thing at the top of your coffee pot. Like, you know what? There's probably people that are like, I'm just going to add the creamer to the pot and just walk around with the pot, Susan says, with only dozens of subscribers, my headline, Lift and Separate, got the most views. Well, those are key words. Those are words that people are searching for. Good for you. Honestly, when you're writing headlines and when you're creating content, if you stop like you just did to take note of, okay, so what do people grasp onto? What are words that they might be separating? How do I lead people to what I'm doing? Do more headlines. Not with the same content, but do more spins on that topic. Because, a person, you could have, and you're talking about YouTube right now, and this is kind of how YouTube, one part of how YouTube works is that you create the content, and you might go on and you create the content for a long, long time, and you're putting it out there and you're creating videos. And then you hit on a piece of content that has just the perfect thumbnail, just the perfect headline. Somebody clicks on it. They fall in love with you, Susan, and go, this is a cool cat. What else does she have out here? And then before you know it, one video that hits on the right keywords, it's optimized just perfect, like in terms of it's got it going on, it's got the it factor, can lead people down the rabbit hole of binge watching your content, right? And then it just all continues to snowball from here. So putting out content, you get better the more you do it. And the more chance, think if you want to use the example of throwing spaghetti at the wall, the more you throw spaghetti at the wall, the more likely some of it is going to stick. Now, I've never heard anybody say that before, but let's just use it for us in here, okay? So yeah, you heard the term throwing spaghetti at the wall. Well, it just makes sense. And I had spaghetti last night for supper, that the more I threw it at the wall, the more I would throw at the wall today, the more is going to stick to the wall. So therefore, as content creators, if you're only creating one little thing here and one little thing there, are you, that's, I think your success is going to be slower. Whereas just if you're working hard and trying to find the keywords and, you're doing your SEO and you're providing valuable content, it only takes, something to go viral. It only takes for something to really catch on. And then people go down, like I said, the rabbit hole of finding more about who you are, right? Carolyn says 2 to 3 in the morning, sometimes 1 later in the day. Lori says iced coffee in the afternoon. Do you really? Barb says 2 cups a day. Got into cold coffee when I paint. I get distracted. I never got into cold coffee. I'm going to have to try that. Maybe with, spring, supposedly spring coming up in summer. Just hook me up to a coffee, Ivy. Exactly, Rebecca. And some of you guys are not even keeping track. Bridget says, I don't drink coffee, but I'm trying to break my Diet Coke habit. Yes. Yes, we like the little boost of caffeine, don't we? So we've been talking about SEO. I did a search this morning I was asking Google how many searches take place, because there's a lot of us online, right? 5.6 billion searches in a day on Google. It says Google handles 3.8. Okay, this is what it says. Google handles 3.8 million searches a minute on average across the globe. I'm going to read that again, just to think about that number. 3.8 million searches per minute around the world. People going to Google, pulling up the space bar on their phone and searching for something. That comes out to 228 million searches per hour, 5.6 billion searches per day, 2 trillion searches per year. That's a lot of searches. So how do you stand out, right? One of the most important things we've been talking about the last couple of days is making sure that you have keywords that people are searching for. And we talked about some good ways that you can find some keywords, what you want to keep in mind, the bigger picture of how it's going to work to lead people to you, right? When people come to you, you can then serve that audience who's in front of you. They know about you. But remember that you got to find people organically as well, right? I said before, any good business constantly has taking care of your loyal customers, your returning customers, right? Taking care of them so they constantly come back to you and basically giving them no reason. Why would they shop anywhere else? You got their back, right? They know that they can reach you. You give awesome customer service, right? Whatever it is that you do, if you work with weddings and photography, like nail it to the point where there is no question for a bride or a groom not to hire you, because you know what, you've got it covered. You take such good care of them, right? And then also make sure that you're always looking for new customers. So this is the organic, people who don't know about you, but how do you bring more people in, right? So one of the main ways that you can do it is through SEO and keywords. So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about that and about how you can figure out what content your people needs. Well, think about what I just said. You already have people that you've brought into your fold, okay? That they are now your audience, right? They're your fans, they're your subscribers, they're your followers. Again, all different words that we describe different things, right? They're your people, they're your tribe, all right? They're your bunch. there's already people that are right here on your page. And so, you're always thinking, well, how can I get more people? I need more people. I need more people. Take care of the people who are right there before you. Remember, the people that are there before you, and when they say something, this is what I learned in hospitality a long, long time ago when I was in hospitality management, and I used to train on this. And that is that there are a lot of people that will never ask you a question. There are many people that will never tell you how they feel. And so when you do hear from a customer and they speak up and they tell you something, whether good or bad, it could apply to anything, they typically represent a slice, a section of your audience, right? Not everybody has the nerve to speak up. Not everybody wants to. They don't have the time. They think it, but they don't want to type it out. Maybe they're scared. They're nervous. They wonder what other people will think. There's probably people right now watching that have questions and they're nervous to ask a question. This is a nice, safe environment to ask a question. So I encourage you to do so here. We're all good people here, right? We just put our pants on one leg at a time. So, there's always people who are nervous or they don't want conflict or there's something on their mind, but you know what? They'll just leave. They'll have a bad experience and they will just leave and they'll never tell you. That is why when you're in customer service, when a customer does speak up, you should take the opportunity to try and make it right for them, right? No, a customer is not always right, but it's our job to make it right for the customer, right? We all have different perspectives. And so when somebody speaks up, so whether it's we were talking about there about a negative situation, a positive situation, they'll tell you what you're doing well as well. And you're like, yeah, thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate that, right? I love it when I get feedback because it helps me, when you're on this side of the camera and you're giving information, you're sitting here in front of a laptop and you know that there are live people on the other side. Don't ever forget that. And that's why you should listen to them. So if a smidgen of what people say to you represent what they're really thinking about you, right? Know in your mind, there's probably more that feel that very same way, whether good or bad. So with that in mind, how do you figure out how to serve your audience? Do you need to go to Google, like we talked about yesterday, type in the search bar, see what auto-populates? Should you go to Pinterest and type in the search bar and see what auto-populates there in terms of what's trending? Two great ways to up your SEO game and your keyword game to figure out what people are searching for right now, right? Get into the minds of how can I serve my people? What are they asking for right now? And it changes. It changes like seasonally, it changes. A lot of times people think about seasonally, it's always just the like decorations, but there are more things that go on around a home if you're in DIY than just, changing out for the season. There's bigger things at play here, right? But there's things that we all experience and we all have questions about. I mean, it could be anything. It could be drain cleaning. I don't know, getting the leaves out of our gutters, right? There's all kinds of stuff going on all the time that human beings are experiencing. And a lot of them are experiencing it together. If you can tap into their biggest questions about that, then you can show I'm the expert on whatever it is, come to me, right? So do you go to Google? Do you go to Pinterest? Do you pay for SEO, keyword search apps? What do? One of the other great free ways to figure out what I should be making content about, what I should be writing about, videoing about, blogging about, putting stuff out there about is going to your very own website, going to your very own social media, right? The places that you have where your customers can hang out. That is going to be a great way to figure out how you should, what you should do for your content, right? How you should phrase it. We've been talking about the last couple of days, keywords, right? People use different keywords to describe the very same thing. What words does your audience use? Well, you just go out there on Google and try to figure out what the words are. Or how about you take a close look right in your own house, right? Right in your own empire that you are building right now, right? Your people are coming to your house, right? Your house of creativity, whatever it is that you do, your spot, and they're talking amongst each other. What are they asking for? What are the keywords they're using? Because this is where companies pay for surveys. They pay for like these teams that get together to like brainstorm what do you really think? They pay money to find that out. When you're on social media, you've already created a place for like a brainstorm of stuff that happens. Are you tapping into that to determine what you should be doing this week and how you should title and the keywords that you should use? Yes, Susan says, you don't even realize how much you do your own searches. That's how much you search until, right, you look at your own history. All those keywords. And so there is no way that the algorithm knows exactly what your stuff is about. So you have to make it easy for Google, right? The biggest search engine. You have to make it easy for Google as an example, or any other search engine you use. How do they know what, are you making it easy for the search engines to pick up on what you're doing, right? So again, using keywords, using titles, talking about stuff, and whether it's video and it's being logged, right? What you're speaking, all of that goes together to help the algorithm figure out what you are about. So then when somebody does one of these 5.6 billion searches in a day, is that what it was per day? Which is crazy, billions, trillions, whatever, then there's a higher chance you're going to stand out versus somebody that doesn't. When you understand keywords, you can stand out more than somebody else. You're already ahead of the game of somebody else, right? So for example, I can go right now into my Junk Monkey Paint Projects page, which is a group that falls underneath Junk Monkey Paint Company that we have set up. And people are posting in there daily. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? And right now there's pending post in there. So I'm thinking to myself, how can I help my people? I can go into my group, and these are just pending posts right now. And I can look, here is one right here, okay? Somebody is asking. She says, do you have any ideas on how to get the whitish, grayish look on furniture? I'm assuming you blend, but what colors should I use to get that? So here is one of my customers that's asking me how to get the whitish, grayish look on furniture. I'm assuming that you blend, she says. So I might call it a rustic look, a weathered look, but in her mind, she calls it a whitish, grayish look on furniture, right? Now I know that could be our white glaze over some gray paint, but you know what? I could do something this week and I could title it Getting Out the Whitish Grayish Look on Furniture. If you love that weathered, rustic, whitewashed look, right? That is something that somebody is actively searching for. Now, I also know from being in paint and furniture this long that people love the white gray look, right? We're on the heels of where there was a lot of neutrals, still is a lot of neutrals, and that weathered look, right? Remember I showed you 3 colors on a brush, really easy to get it on and to blend it out together. That is a very popular look. Now I do have videos created on doing the weathered look. So what can I do? I already have content created that I could send her way and say, yes, here's a video of me painting an end stand. Here's a video of me painting a table. Here's a video of me doing a weathered backdrop on some signs. I've already created the content, right? Now, when I am doing my content or writing something, if I didn't already have this prepared, or I could go back in and edit it if I want to, but she calls it the whitish grayish look. So if that's how she types it out, then when I'm blogging about something, I can say, have you ever seen that whitish grayish look on furniture? Everybody loves it. It's beautiful, it's weathered, it's sophisticated. Gray is a classy color, but you get that white and gray shades that blend up and that marry really nicely. Do you see what I'm saying? If you are including what people are searching for, all right? I don't know how many people out there have written a blog on the whitish grayish look, but this is how this person describes it. Now, remember, we just said, if one person feels that way, how many other people out there feel the same way as well? She probably represents a portion of the population that would describe it as a whitish grayish look. So guess what? Sonia can include those terms of whitish grayish in her headline if she wants to, and pop it in there in a way that it makes sense into her article, into her tags. And that way it will really help people like this person that asked me. Does that make sense? Bridget says, I bought my domain name from GoDaddy. Absolutely. That's a good place. Oh, that's a good question. Hannah says, can we talk about doing affiliate programs someday and how to get involved with them? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I do know affiliate programs inside out, and I'd be happy to talk about that, maybe even this week. That's right, Candy. She says, so smart to listen to your client and the words that she is using because she represents more people. So why are you going to pay for that information? Your people. That's how they describe it, right? So I wrote down the words optimize for people, and that's what I put in this header. We're talking about keywords. You're out there finding keywords underneath the sun that might make sense. Yes, you have to do that homework, but never overlook what's happening on your own home turf. What are your people asking for? And then optimize using the words that they use, which represents other people. And you're getting free information, right? You're getting information on how to serve them better. Now, when I write back to Terry on here and I say, yes, you're absolutely right. That whitish grayish look is what I call the weathered look. And I've done multiple videos on that. I'm going to tag them here for you so you can take a look at, right? That becomes something, what's called the other part of this header. It's called future-proofing your work. Chris says, funny you talked about that. I'm about to repaint a pair of end tables this week, aged gray blend. That is one of my most popular looks. Without even reading that this morning, I've been painting for over a decade. That is one of the most popular looks. And I love it. Every time I do it, you can do it in so many different colors, but we know that gray is really hot. So you can think about that. Never ever forget to tell somebody that, you could do them. Have you guys ever seen me do the blue blends and the pink blends? Same process. Change up the color, right? Tell people that they can do that. But yes, serving your customers what they want, because if one person is asking for it, chances are a lot of other people are as well. And you're over here trying to figure out what you should do. And you've got a gold mine in front of you. Go back to your lives that you're doing, right? So this is what? February the 12th today. We have been going strong since January the 1st with these morning trainings. Have you done a live yet? We're into February. Like 2 days, it's Valentine's Day. 3 days, we're into the middle of the month, and then there's a month and a half gone by of this year of 2020. 12 months in a year, and we're already over a month and almost a half of another one throughout the year. Time is flying. If you want stuff for your business, you got to do it now, because you're putting it off. You're putting it off, and will you ever really get to it, right? It's doing it, whether you got the right stuff right now, whether you feel like you're perfect at doing it. You just show up and you do it anyhow. That's how you're going to get better. Shirley says, I just painted a $5 chair in weathered white and gray. Beautiful. I bet you turned out gorgeous. Yes, exactly. So future-proof your work. So for me, I've done videos. I did these, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. I really took time to sit down and go, what are the questions people ask me? Sonia, what's the difference between Monkey Shine, natural wax oil finish, and a sealer? When do I know, Sonia, how to use which sealer? Sonia, what is the difference between milk paint and your chalky style paint, right? Those are the questions every single day that I get. So do I take the time to constantly record a new video or write out all that? Now that I've created the video and I took the time to do that, all it takes for me is to go into my YouTube. And that's why I love YouTube, because you can search it like a library, right? YouTube is like a library to me. I can pull a book off the shelf that I've already completed. That's what I love. And so I can pull that book off the shelf, AKA share that link and say, this is a good question. Yes, there's definitely a difference between the two. Milk paint, you guys help me term this, right? This is a class example. Milk paint chips and the chalky style paint sticks, right? That was one of you guys that helped me phrase that. And that's how people think. And I've used it ever since, because that is the most down-to-earth way to describe it, right? I have optimized how I tell the difference between our two paint lines because of what somebody said and how they explain it. So I could be over here trying to write a book on how to explain it, and then somebody tells you, and you're like, that makes sense. That's like the most, remember, keep it simple, right? That is the most simple way to describe it. So I optimize my description based on what my customers told me of how you describe it, right? So that's what I'll usually say. Milk paint is the stuff that chips over glossy surfaces. Chalky style paint is the stuff that sticks, and you can manipulate it and do whatever the heck you want with it. It's going to stay put, right? Pickles and petunia. And so then I can put up my link, because I've future-proofed my work. I've optimized for my customers. Now, there are people who won't come to you directly. They'll just search all over your website. They'll search all over your social media. They'll search on your YouTube channel, right? And you can go in and you can see searches, what people are searching for. I can see every single day when you have a website, what people are searching for. Use that to help your customers, right? Okay, all right. Well, they're searching for this. So let me make sure that this is out in the open, because this is like the greatest search that I'm getting. Let me help them help themselves and find it, because there's nothing worse when you come to a website and you can't find what you want, right? It's all work in progress. You're going to have issues when you're not open to changing. That's when you're going to have issues. When you can set something up and it might not be in the best format possible, you get the feedback, you make the changes, and then, right, you never lose, you always learn. And so as long as you're putting stuff out there and then listening and then going, okay, I'm going to optimize now my page here, quite literally, how I organize it to help people based on what information they're bringing to me, right? So future-proof your work. Create the content that, and maybe we could even talk about this more. There's content that you create that might be trendy right now, but it's not the stuff that people search for all year round, right? So how do you got to have a balance of stuff that's trending. So for example, if I jumped on live right now and I did a Valentine's Day project, nobody's going to, I have 3 days left till Valentine's Day. And then once that's over, and right now as well, a lot of people might already have their Valentine's Day projects up in their house. They've already decorated with it, right? So I've missed that boat, right? I can still do something, but I'm saying that if you wanted to really optimize it, do it earlier. You think about the places like Hobby Lobby and all those different stores that put their stuff out earlier. They're optimizing for their customer, right? As much as sometimes we go, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for Christmas yet, and they've already got their Christmas stuff out yet, right? There are people out there that make a business out of decorating with all that stuff. They show other people how to decorate and get ready for a season ahead. So Hobby Lobby, who's known for, think about this example. Hobby Lobby supports, the crafter life, the hobby life, right? And a lot of times it's not stuff fully put together. A lot of times it's stuff that, like, okay, here's your greenery, here's your bulbs, here are the wooden cutouts right here, whatever it is that you can get, right? And you put them together. Well, Hobby Lobby puts stuff out early enough that if you are somebody who is here you're a creator, you have time to go in to fetch what you need, to plan out your lives, to put it together, right? Because you're a content creator. So it's all in how you look at it, but you have an opportunity to serve your audience by getting in and getting the things that you need so that you can go ahead and share them, right? Make sense? So you have to think about, how can you optimize for your people? Future-proof your work. So I know what I started to say about Valentine's Day. So right now, when I think about Valentine's Day, I could do a live just for fun, for engagement and to hang out with people and do a Valentine's Day live. But if I was optimizing for Valentine's Day and I did a really nice, a really nice project, chances are it's not going to really see a surge until next Valentine's Day, right? So if you are doing a balance of stuff that's trending now and a balance of stuff that is what's called evergreen, it's sustainable content, it's stuff that people search for year round. Chris is saying, let's see here, video editing will be something to discuss soon. Absolutely. Shirley says she has questions on setting businesses up, whether it's LLC or sole proprietorship. That's an accounting question. That's also like the state that you're in, how you have your business set up, whether you have employees, whether you don't. I have a friend who's really good in accounting. She calls herself the savvy accountant, the sassy accountant. I can't remember. She's a cool cat. I'll have to see if we can get somebody in here that will talk to you on that topic. A lot of accountants and stuff like that, because of the very reason that I just said, that we are all in different states, they will never, that's when you hear people say, I am not a lawyer. I am not a legal accountant. I cannot advise you on these things, right? To protect themselves, because it's all so different in how we set up. But one of the things I can do is get somebody in here to talk about things that you should be aware of and like how to pick the best one for you. Pam says, since we're using the platform and I noticed some people talking about their channels, can you please talk more about YouTube? Really need some evergreen content. Absolutely. And remember, as we're talking here, feel free. This is the community, so you guys can all connect with each other and do it live in the morning if you want to be here and, hang out with your friends over a cup of coffee. So while I'm chit-chatting over here, feel free to have your conversations and, share your pages, not spam, right? But what I'm saying is talk about a struggle that you're doing, talk about a win that you're having. People will naturally ask you what your Facebook business page is or your YouTube channel. It's a way to connect with other people, right? Talk about what you're doing. and, on your channel, maybe something that you're doing. So you can let people know. Libby says, I binge watched all your videos to answer all my questions. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. I think right now on YouTube, I have over 500. The last time I checked, almost 600 videos. So there's a lot of stuff. Barb says, okay, so she's asking a question about video. So I go to my phone and select add video, record them, and publish. Hate to mess up a live. Okay, so you're talking about going live? So if you go to your business page, you can find it different ways, but honestly, this is the easiest way. If you go to your business page, the section where you're getting ready to do a post. Maybe you've already tried putting out a picture or a picture of something you've done, right? And there's the publish button. When you click publish, look for down below. You can publish a post. It says you can upload a video right there. And there's also a live button. So when you click on that, just know that you don't automatically go live. You have an opportunity to get in place. You can kind of see what's going to be in your live once you hit the big live button at the bottom. And then you can hit, I think it's end at the very end, right? But so you can practice, like, what is it like to hit the live button? You won't go live automatically. Or to set up to go live. I'm trying to think. Let me see what it is now. My phone just did an update. Let's see what it tells you now. So if I go onto my business page, I hit publish. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good deal. So this is your business page, right? And then right below, right here, the shop. Well, this is my shop now button right here. But whatever you have, yours might say learn more. Yours might say message. Whatever you have set up, that's a conversation for another day. But right here, it says publish. So I can hit publish. I'm getting ready to publish something out. And then up here is where I would type something, my header. And then these are all the options of how I can publish. So I can take a photo, I can upload a photo or a video that I might have on my phone. But do you see this option right here? Live video. So we can hit live video right there. All right. So I just did it. I hit live video right. Let me see if you guys can see it. So it's showing me what's in front of me right now, which is my computer screen, right? So the moment now that I hit down here, start live video, like I have an opportunity to get this phone where I need it to be. But the moment I hit that blue button down there with the little camera on, then we are hot. We're going strong. All right. So there's a couple steps before you actually go live. So don't let it be scary. You're on your Facebook page. You hit the publish button. What do you want to publish? Facebook is asking you. I want to publish and go live video. Click on it. Get this set up so it's showing whatever your work is in front of you. And then as soon as you hit this, then it'll tell you, all right, now you're broadcasting. And once you hit this and you're broadcasting, then your comments start coming up, just like if you're looking here on YouTube and you're seeing comments below, same thing happens. And when you're done, this blue button, once you're live, changes. Like right now on YouTube, it says end stream. On here, it's going to say end as well. Does anybody remember if the button is red? And then you're done. You're always in control. Remember, you can end it at any single time. I think one of my best tips for going live when you're first starting off is to don't even show yourself if that makes you nervous, right? Set your phone up. Remember how I just said you have the opportunity to set your phone up before you hit the live. Set your phone up so that it's projecting onto your work and not to you, right? Say it out loud, all right? Say it out loud so you're prepared. And then when you hit the go live button, then you can say, hey guys, it's Sonia with Junk Monkey Paint, and today I'm going to show you how to do a buffalo plaid look onto a project. But if you already, remember we talked about it here, about my best live strategy tips. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. One of the things I said is do a walkthrough out loud if you have to, or in your mind. Okay, the first thing I do is I get my plank. All right, the next thing I would have to grab for is make sure I got my painter's tape. Oh my gosh, I left my painter's tape back in the kitchen. Well, you don't want to be running off camera. That you're trying to make a good impression, right? So get all the stuff that you need up front to get ready to go. Judy says, I must have missed how do you check search engine to know what is mostly being searched? Go watch the video the last 2 days, Judy, go back and listen to them the last 2 days to really understand about doing searches. Naomi says, wow, I don't have all those options on my phone. I wonder if it's a regional thing. It might be. And my phone just updated. So sometimes things can change as well. But yeah, that's how mine's always listed. And obviously, if you have an Android or an iPhone, you never know, right? Yeah, I covered a lot with the SEO and how to use it. So go back and watch that, and I kind of show you too what I'm like, so you have a visual on it. Pam says, if you go live from laptop on Facebook, do you have to use something like OBS? No, nope, absolutely not. Now I'm going live right now. Okay, so if I was going live on my Facebook, it's the very same thing. All right, the very same thing. I go to publish. It just might be laid out different. I go to publish. Do I want to go live? Hit my header. Same thing, exact same thing, except it gives you a bit of a different sort of view because now you're in a screen sort of mode. So you tend to see the sides more. It's harder because, you're going to have to tilt this back and forth. Now you're working with the actual laptop, or if you're going from a desktop computer, you can't really move your computer around, right? That's going to be rough. Phones are awesome. For me right now, I still don't have the ability to go live from for YouTube on my phone. That is something that I have to still earn when they review my channel. So I'm right now tethered to a laptop, right? Barb says her phone doesn't say live, just video. Naomi says, mine says go live. So yeah, we're all so different. We're all so different. And that is why if you ever do contest, right? Last thing I'll leave you with here. If you ever do contest, and this is a whole topic for another day as well, there's just so much to learn about. But if you're ever doing contests where you are doing something live, just based on what we have all just said about what the go live button looks like, where to find it, or how it's laid out is all different. When you are doing anything where you're interacting with people, that's why you'll always hear me say it's whatever. Like if I'm doing something where I'm giving something away, and what I see on my phone might be different than what you see on your phone, right? So always preface it with, friends, if you're doing a giveaway as an example, it's whoever I see that qualifies first. It's whoever I see on my end. You might see something different, right? You might think that somebody else should have won. We're all on different devices. We are all in different parts of the world. We all have different speeds. We all have our I see first. So let that be an example for us that when you do anything live with people, that whatever you see and what somebody else sees can be something completely different. And it's when you understand that stuff that it gets easier to be a business owner on this side of the camera and speak with confidence, because now you've witnessed it yourself, right? When you go through it, you never forget those sort of things. All right. So was this helpful today? Are you going to definitely future-proof your content? Think about things that you can create that people will ask as they find you year-round, things that you can help answer for them. That's going to be the most awesome foundation pieces of content that you can create, right? Yes, make sure to make that known. People get upset when they think they post it first. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So protect yourself from getting eaten alive and say, it's what I see, right? Because yeah, we connect in so many different ways that chances are what somebody else is seeing and what you're seeing is completely different. How somebody is seeing this video this morning and watching is completely different than probably somebody else somewhere else, right? Some of you guys are watching on TV and streaming live. Some of you guys, and you're not even seeing the comments right now. Some of you guys are on your mobile devices or your laptop, and just layouts are different. It is what it is, but the information is always good and stays the same. You got it. So so we talked about optimizing for people. Remember, you don't have to go and search. The last couple of days, we've been talking about SEO and some ways that you can find like keywords and how to think about strong stuff that you can write about. Go back and watch those videos if you've missed it. Tomorrow, we will change up to a different topic, but the last 3 days, we've been focusing on a part of SEO to help you build your businesses faster. Okay, so don't miss the last 3 days. Get filled in, because everything we do, I will point back to what we've done, right? This is a daily show and we're always moving. We're always moving. We got something to do. So make sure that you get caught up And that way, as we travel forward, what we've been through. And then if you have questions for, what to talk about ahead, like I saw today, a couple things that people want to talk about, video editing, also affiliates. And so I'm going to switch over and I'm going to start talking about that. I will see you guys here tomorrow morning. You guys have a great day. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them so that way I can answer them going forward. Judy says, love watching and learning. You're the best. Ah, you're the best, Judy. You have a good day. Good day. Make the best of it. Yay. Hey, mom's on here. Candy, love that we all have different types of businesses, yet we are all experiencing the same issue. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, people are people wherever you go, right? People are people wherever you go. At the end of the day, they still want to be taken care of. They want their questions answered. They might say it different sorts of ways, which, hello, learn SEO and keywords and, learning how, oh yeah, I can show you how to do that whitish gray look. I call it the weathered look. Here's a video on it that I've done, right? Because where there's one person, there's more people that are looking for it. Lisa says, pricing commissions, please and thank you. So you'd like me to talk to you about commissions, like as in doing, like as an example, like painting furniture for somebody? Is that what you mean? Or you're doing something for somebody, you're pricing commissions. Feel free to give me a couple more tidbits to go with that so I can really make sure I hit on whatever it is that you want to hear me speak on. Absolutely. All right, friends, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again tomorrow. Oh, she says yes. Okay, good. I know what you mean then. Perfect. All right, have a good one. Let's go get it done. Do something that moves your business forward today, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.